Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Chris and I'm a medical doctor and a PhD candidate in epidemiology. Today in this video, I'm going to share you a step-by-step guide for IMG who went to pursue residency trainings in Qatar. And before talking about the Qatar residency trainings, we need to know how much medical corporations. Why you need to know these corporations? Because they are the main responsible government body for arranging the Qatar residency training. So let's talk about Hmed Medical Corporation first. So let's get into it. So Hmed Medical Corporation is the Qatar's largest government healthcare providers, and they are responsible for the primary teaching hospital system in the Qatar. So it was the first institute in the regions to earn accreditations with multiple residence program. And so Hmed Medical Corporation is responsible for the residency training that was accredited by many organizations, and it was accredited by any other country. So it is famous because of this accredited residency trainings. So Hmed Medical Corporations offer over 20 residence trainings, including general medicines, general surgery, emergency and family medicines, etc., etc. And they have over 60 fellowship and with structured salary and benefits package for employees. So who can apply for these residence trainings? They have classified into 3 categories. For category 1A, graduate of Qatar-based school. So if you are graduate from the Qatar medical school, you are eligible to apply this residence training. Category 1B, Qatar nationals who graduate from international medical school. So even you are not finished your medical degree within the Qatar, but you are still a Qatar national, so you can apply for it. For category 2, these are for IMG. So international medical graduates, you can also apply this residency training too. So IMG are officially eligible to apply residency program in Qatar. So what are the eligibility requirements for IMG? So your medical school must be listed in World Directory of Medical Schools, and you will need a valid medical license or qualify for one in Qatar. And they don't have specific registrations exam or residency exam, but you need to have submit these clinical exam results. So passing score in accepted clinical exam like a USMLE, Step 2 CK, or IFOM, or MCCQE Part 1. So I will explain in later what is IFOM. So you already know about USMLE Step 2 CK. If you have these results, you can apply this training positions or training residence training. You can enroll it. Or if you don't want to pursue USMLE Step 2 CK because your destination is not US, you don't want to sit this exam, and you don't have any opportunity to work in residence in US, or your dream country isn't US, you don't want to sit, so you can simply sit another alternative exam like IFOM. I will explain you later in detail. So many IMG reports that IFOM is often preferable over USMLE Step 2 CK. I already mentioned that if you are not willing to go US, you don't want to sit USMLE CK, and you are not eligible to go for US and you don't want to, it's a waste of time and it's not benefit for you to for the exam USMLE. You can sit another alternative exam like an IFOM. So if you have this kind of exam result and you need to show your evidence of clinical experience, it is highly valuable for this enrollment and for the applications of the residency program. So these are the eligibility requirements for IMG. So you have to prepare before the application. So pre-applications preparations you can done. For the clinical attachments or internship at Hmed medical corporations or their affiliated hospital, it can strengthen your profile, but it's not mandatory. If you have those kind of experience, you are CV a little bit strengthened and it is good, but it's not mandatory. IFOM CSE is recommended over the USMLE to reduce the concerns about the applicant who don't want to go the US or who don't want to sit this exam. So you must have a valid Qatar visa, can be advantageous, but it's not mandatory. And Qatar is the Arabic speaking country, so I have to speak Arabic. No, it's not mandatory. If you can speak English, you can work in there. And many doctors in the training program are talking with English very fluently, and you can speak English in that kind of environment. So Arabic language is not mandatory, but if you can speak it, you can have more chances to get into it. So what are the application timeline and submissions? Hmed medical corporations typically open applications around August. So I think next month they will open the applications and they will close their applications on November. And a residency program start on July. And if you cannot catch up this year 2025, you can prepare for the next 2026 year, and you have to submit transcript, your diploma or your MBBS certificate, and your license document, and exam score from IFOM or USMLE, whether you have, and your CV and letters of recommendations, and yes, a letter of recommendations. That is all the required documents. I'm an IMG, so we have a chance to be selected. Yes, this is the usual process in every country. The residency program, the priority is their local graduates and their nationality, and then the priority is according to the ranking. IMG are always under their graduates, local graduates and their nationality, and IMG at the third place as always in the other country like Australia or any other countries. So they consider IMG are after their local graduates and their nationalities. And every residence trainees are competitive. You already know there is no easy way or no easy pathway or no any countries residence trainees are competitive, and it's difficult to get into it. So in here as the same as other countries. So applications review competitively, and if you have a strong background in your bachelor degree, like your GPA is more than 3.2 or more than 3.4 above, is quite attractive. And your clinical, you have a strong clinical experience, is more likely to get a chance. So the experience that your educational outstanding will not be the same with each other for IMG. So if you have a strong point, you are likely to get more chances. And the applications, the spot for applicants is almost 170 spots. Sometime in some year, the applicants round about 100,000 applying for 170 spots. But you have a chances, 170 is almost nearly 200 spots. So the other 800 will not get into it. But 200 spot is not very few. 200 is for 1 year. 200 is quite attractive, and if you have a strong your educational background, you have a USMLE school or IFOM school, you have a high school, and your clinical experience is strong, you have a chances to get into it. So I would encourage you, and if you have a strong educational background like a high GPA, or if you have a strong clinical experience and your USMLE school or your IFOM school is high, you are likely to have a chance as the top in the other IMG. So please apply it. If you are difficult to get the residency trainings in UK, or if you cannot get a job in Australia, this is another pathway for you. And so I already mentioned they prioritize their Qatar-based graduates, and IMG will be under it. And after shortlistings, and you will be invited to interview and interview. So if you are successfully past the interview, you will get an offer, and you can make a contract, and you can get started to make a process into that residence program. And after immediately after you receive the offer, and you will sign the formal employment contracts, and in the contracts they already mentions about the salary and the benefits, and like a housing allowance or other benefit package, they clearly stated. And this is the one of the opportunity for the IMG family. And many IMG confirm if you are signing the contract, and you can bring your spouse and along with you together, and after getting your salary certificates, and after signing the contract, you can bring your spouse together with you. This is the good chance if you have a family. And you and your spouses, the visas and relocation support are managed by Hmed Medicare corporations, and you can start your residence training. And your training program starts on July, and the residence doctor salary as a full-time doctors under the Hmed Medicare corporation's policies. It depends on your training, specialist training or your residence trainings, and like for internal medicines or emergency medicines, family medicine, psychiatry or neurology, your residence training period will be 48 months. Or for other specialty like surgery or other specialist program, they might it will last for 60 to 72 months. So it will depend on the training you have chosen. And so After residency training, you will be eligible to practice in Qatar, and you can also apply for fellowship and consultant position. So many IMG continue at Hmed Medical Corporations after getting the solid trainings and accreditations. So this is all about the step when you went to apply Qatar residency training. So you can this pathway is very simple and no complications during the applications process. So let's talk about what is IFOM exam. So IFOM stands for International Foundations of Medicine exam. So it's a standardized medical licensing exam developed by the National Board of Medical Examiners. So this is the same organizations that creates a USMLE. So the organizations are the same, but exam category is different with the USMLE. So it's similar to the USMLE, and there's some country recognize this IFOM exam similar as the USMLE CK2. So what is the IFOM exam? So it has two parts: IFOM Basic Science exam and IFOM Clinical Science exam. So for IFOM Basic exams, it's a kind of test for preclinical knowledge like anatomy, physiology, pathology, microbiology, and pharmacology, etc., etc. It's similar to the USMLE Step 1 in a scope. And for IFOM clinical exam, it's a kind of test clinical knowledge and skill in medicine, surgery, OG, psychiatry, and public health, and it's comparable to the USMLE CK Part 2. So this is the one required for Qatar Residency Program, and Hmed Medical Corporations recognize this IFOM exam. It's similar with the USMLE. So IMG are often prefer IFOM than USMLE because it is stronger intent to remain in Qatar, because they don't want to go US, so they want to remain in Qatar. So most IMG and local candidates sit this kind of exam over the USMLE. So let's talk about IFOM clinical science exam. If you went to apply residence training program, you have to sit IFOM clinical science exam. You don't need to sit IFOM basic science exam. You don't need to sit. They have two parts, right? So what is IFOM clinical exam format? They are multiple choice questions, and its questions is around about 160 to 180, and the questions were split into two parts, and you can sit with a break. And so it's the exam durations of the exam timeline can last for 4.5 hours to 5 hours. You can have a break in the exam. And what are the content area? So they have internal medicines, surgery, pediatrics, OG, psychiatry, community and preventive medicine. So how to register for the IFOM exam? IFOM exam you can sit by the PROMETRIC centers. PROMETRIC center exam I already mentioned in my UAE PROMETRIC exams and Qatar GB exam. I already mentioned where you can sit the PROMETRIC exam, and there are a lot of exam centers around the world, so you can sit anywhere IFOM and in the PROMETRIC exam center. So you can check the IFOM official page in the website, so you can find your exam centers near you. So it's more convenient to you to sit the exam, and the exam is only MCQ based, so it's not very difficult to sit real clinical exams, and they didn't mention any English proficiency requirement. So I think it is more flexible, and it is easy way to prepare MCQ exam only. So I think it should be sounds great for you if you want to go another country, or if you are difficult to get training positions in big countries like UK, Australia, US, Canada. So this is the another alternative pathway for you guys. So in IFOM exam, I already mentioned, is the MCQ based, and the score are scaled from 200 to 800, and minimum score should be 500 and 550. So this is the minimum score. So if you want to maximize your chances, your score must be as high as you can. So if you got 800, so you will be the top among the IMG, right? So this exam is valid for 5 years. It depends on the institution. So this is all about IFOM. So let's wrap up. The applications is the applications is opened once per year, and I already mentioned what are the required documents and what are the exam you have to sit. So it's as like other residence trainees in other country. It's competitive, but you have 200 spots for residence training positions per year. So you can try, and you can have a chances to get into it, because IMG are officially welcome to apply this residency training program. So this is all about the residency training step by step for Qatar pathway. So I hope this will be one of the opportunity you can consider as another alternative pathway for you to get into the residence program in Qatar. So see you in my next video.